Hi, Allison.
Hello, my dear. How are you?
I am great. Thank you for joining me again.
Of course, it's been a long time.
It has. It's been a whole year, but an amazing year. And
Amazing year, full of fun and challenges all at once.
oh, yeah. And I'm really grateful that you're back with me again because today you are going to be the host interviewing me.
Oh, I have some big footsteps to follow here. You're an incredible, incredible interviewer, and you have such a natural ease in talking with people. I always like get a little weird in front of the camera, so I am learning from you in all these
Well,
great interviews that you've given all year
well,
long.
it's been a learning experience, but something I've really enjoyed. But yeah, well, let's get started. I'm so excited.
Okay. So you've given me these wonderful questions to ask you, and I think some of them are very similar to some of the questions you've asked other folks. So it'll be exciting to hear what you have to say about yourself. So do you want to just go ahead and start off what prompted you to do all of these interviews this last year?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been about well-being, and obviously because of my history of being in mental health and being a psychiatric nurse for over 20 something years, and just working a lot with that whole holistic, I think, philosophy of well-being and health, really, that when I had this time, especially with Corona happening and, with all the, everything kind of being more insular, I thought, what can I do to really help, I think, others? And this just came to me because I know a lot of people were also struggling with anxiety and depression and a lot of the same issues that I've worked a lot with. And I thought, you know what, how can I do something that's positive? And of course, I love to cook, as you know, and but I really enjoy, I think, highlighting what others are doing because I think that's what really makes me happy, especially during a time like this. So definitely, I'd say, this is probably, the main reason for me doing these interviews, just to make a positive impact on others.
Well, you have. You definitely have. I'll speak for myself. It's been a very positive experience to be
Thank you.
involved with such an incredible vision, and starting it off and then seeing the progression of the different people that you got involved and everyone's different story and
Yes, I started with you.
similarities.
You've been my good luck charm.
Aw, thank you. um, Wondering why you have focused a lot on home chefs.
Well, I think because I have, over the years, I think watching so many professional chefs, just during my own cooking experiences, and me also being like a home, I call myself a home chef too. I realize there's so much that we don't really get to see from that sort of natural, and I think also, you know I'm looking for a nice word, but I think the only word I can come up with is really family and community. That the essence of that, and I think that's what home cooking means to me. And I think also with community and cooking, and you just always go to like memories of what your mom did, your aunts, your dad. It's all about that kind of connection with other people. So I thought the best way to do that would actually be to highlight home chefs because they really bring all of that to their own experiences with other people. I did that a lot in London when I did things in my own home, and I welcomed a lot of people from many different cultures, and also stuff with family. It is such an amazing thing, and I think home chefs need to be recognized a little bit more.
Well, thank you for the recognition. We're doing all of that work and more behind the scenes here in people's homes and our own home. So it definitely, I know from my own experience, it touches many people very deeply. And it's been so wonderful to hear from so many different people all over the world about their experiences as well.
Yeah, I think especially, I mean, looking at what you do with, also providing meals to people in their homes and what it really means to them, because it's not just, it's a means of also survival. If we
Mhm.
look at it in a primitive way, but also what, it again is something that, they have available to them that, they can still get that kind of home cooked feel instead of just something in a carton from the supermarket that they have to prepare themselves. They still feel that love that, that you put so much into your food.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest things that people talk about with home cooking, and as well as knowing who's cooking the food and, you know, how healthy it is on, the more nutritional level as well. So,
And I think that's
yeah.
that's one of the reasons why I think I decided to call it my Cooking with Love series, because it is cooking with love and cooking with passion and just wanting to not just feed but also to kind of bring people together
Mm.
and with great food and also a mixture of cultures and I mean I did do some different interviews with people who have health issues and they're into personal training and also people who are growing their own food,
Mhm.
and all of that really tied in because they were also preparing their meals at home, and also sharing it with others, and I felt it's like a circle of just health and well-being.
For sure. Yeah. I have my kitty talking to me next. She's like, who is that little person
I
talking?
want to be part of the interview.
So the next question is wondering, have these interviews you've done over this last year changed your own view of cooking with love and promoting well-being overall? I mean, you just spoke to that in some fashion, but
Yeah, definitely. I've met some really wonderful people, and I've got to work with people that I know already, like yourself. And each story has really opened up my mind to how much this effort is actually a positive thing.
Mhm.
And also, just seeing things from other people's point of views and how food and how cooking and how sharing is such an important part of our lives, our daily lives. Because I think if we, especially during a time where for the last 2 years, a lot of people have been alone, and wanting, they've I mean I've had people tell me they've lost their social skills because they haven't been out and they haven't been with others
True.
um, in a long time, and it's a little bit scary, but I think this is why I've had a few cooking sessions online, and just the response that I got from that, with these wonderful people from Soca Berlin and just people from different countries. It was again so beautiful because we were able to talk and share and over cooking,
Hmm.
and it was really, really wonderful. And I think that's what I took away from that I felt really connected to other people. And I want to continue that in the new year.
Yeah, those interactive cooking lessons, I got to partake in a couple of them, and they were so much fun. And it was so cool to see everyone's like home kitchen, like they're set up in their home kitchen, you know, the animals, the kids come in and out,
Yes,
there's different, there's just like life. And it's been such a saving grace during this pandemic when, we're all stuck at home and it's like, where is all the life? Where is all the love? So it was such a gift to be able to like have a little window into those people's kitchens and homes and that joy around cooking. It's always interesting
exactly.
how when you have a
Exactly.
party, you're like, even though you might have a large house, like everyone ends up congregating in the kitchen. Like,
Exactly. I
yeah,
think I was so surprised, like even I was like impressed if one person turned up, but to have like close to 30 people turn up, sometimes I was like, oh my God, But it
yeah.
was such a unifying experience, and I really felt so grateful. So, so grateful for that.
Yeah. And you have that energy of bringing people together, just your spirit, then of course the food and everything else and everyone's interest in, Caribbean cooking and all of that. And your slant with the healthy, more vegetarian focused has been a blessing to be a part of. So thank you for sharing that as well. It's been so lovely.
Yeah. I think you've just got to know your gifts, and you've got to use those gifts for something that's really good and that can help others, because I think
Mhm.
you will know if it goes against your own grain. And I think for me, I don't claim to be the best cook, or I don't claim to be the best interviewer. I don't claim to be anything. I'm just, I just go at it with things that I know and be as natural as possible. And I think that's how I've managed to get so much of a good response from really genuine people who are interested in doing something positive, not just for their own family, friends, and
Mhm.
themselves, but also for others.
Mhm.
Because people have been sharing their own. I'm just thinking about the other interviews where people share tips and they share, their own stories. And I
Mhm.
think it's a nice other way of us also learning from others
For
as
sure.
well.
Yeah. Yeah, the connection between the person and the food is like, it's just a theme in everything that you've shared, and everyone that's shared that over this year is like, there's a connection. Like sometimes we forget those connections between what we're eating and where it's coming from, and all the different bits and pieces that have, you know,
Yeah,
happened
definitely.
before to get there on your plate. So that's been part of the like lovely things, seeing all these different people that are having different parts in that process. So thank you for bringing all those people to light. It's been so nice.
I'm trying.
You are doing it, girl. You're not just trying. um, and for the final question, we want to know what is next for Saucy Caribbean.
Wow. I've had a lot of time to really reflect on that, especially in the last month, and me being at home with my mom. I was back in Trinidad and I was with my mom and my brother, and they both had corona, and it was difficult, but I think, it again reminded me of how important it is to do things to support others. And it's how I think, how we're going to move forward through all of these things. We've got to sometimes, know that we're okay. And, even if we know we're not okay, we still need to be giving. We still need to be supporting. And I think that's such a valuable part of us in this world moving forward. And for me, with Saucy Caribbean, I want to continue to work with the whole home chef thing, because I still feel like that's still a really important thing, because so many people, I mean, I've been on TikTok and I've been on Instagram, and I see so many people turning to food, and they've got their own recipes, and they're really just, I think, in enhancing their own skills and sharing this as well. So I think it's still a really valuable area that I want to, I think, but I'm going to be more in the back, kind of, motivating and just trying to highlight these individuals, because I believe that's something I've enjoyed doing for the last year, and I want to continue doing for 2022.
So will there be more interviews with people,
Yeah.
or what sort of slant are you going to take?
I think I'm gonna do more. I will be doing more interviews, and what I do want to look at, because I think I do focus obviously on Caribbean cooking quite a lot. I do actually want to highlight some other countries in the Caribbean, because I mean everyone knows that I'm from Trinidad, but there's so much other interesting food in the Caribbean, and I think I would love to just share that also on this platform. And what I really want to do is also highlight, chefs and their favorite recipes, and
Mhm.
some of the, like, in my little chef corner, I'm gonna call it, just favorite recipes that really mean something to people, that can, because the things that actually mean something to us are the things that people actually respond to. So I'm gonna keep with that message, and just have people highlight some of their favorite recipes, and of course I'm gonna keep on that whole well-being you know sort of area, and do things with my own recipes, and try to focus also on vegan and vegetarian recipes that have this kind of Caribbean because I've noticed recently there are a lot more chefs coming out who are actually focusing on vegetarian Caribbean food. And I found it was such a nice thing because for years, so many people I think weren't aware that just the fact that, because we've got Thai, we've got all these other different, kinds of food. And with Caribbean food, it was always, I've said this a lot of times, but it's always been like jerk chicken and rice that we see popping up quite a lot. But I think now there's a door open for this, to really expand. And that's something I wanna, because I interviewed one chef who she's doing some vegetarian stuff, but I'm really looking forward to doing some more work with that. So yeah, look
It's
out for that.
exciting. It's very exciting. Yeah. And I'm excited. I think with all the different cultural influences in the Caribbean, with all the different islands and cultures that have come to the islands and, present day and, historically, I think there's food is just a wealth of cross intersections of culture, of health, of well-being, community building, like you said, you know, focus for youth and what their path might be. Now I see a lot of kids starting to like be really interested in cooking and these kid cooking shows and all. I mean, it's just incredible. So I'm really excited to see what you bring this next year. And it looks like we're starting off in a very interesting place with COVID and being at home still.
Oh, you
So
know, we've got
knowing
to.
that that light is going to come into our realities over the computer and Zoom interviews and TikTok and all that good stuff. It's exciting to know.
I mean, it's been 2 years of just this roller coaster of people, being unsure and things being unpredictable. And I think, there are a lot of times when we think we can control a lot of things in our lives, and we have to realize at some stage that, there are some things that we can manage, but we also need to kind of leave something up to the universe to sort of, send that to us. And I've realized that in my personal life more than ever this year, last year. So I just feel like I've got to go with that flow. And again, just something that will, I know, benefit others
Mm-hmm.
because, we really are in such a, we're really in such grateful states because we really are so blessed, I think, in so many ways. And we need to think, oh, there are other people out there that, might need something. And if we can provide that through an online cooking show or a recipe that can just bring a sense of home to us and what home means to us, I think, yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not? Is there
Well,
anything else you want to share or anything else you want to tell the folks out
well,
there?
first, I just want to say thank you so much again for,
My
just
pleasure.
being, yeah, just being in my life really, and, for doing this with me, and believing in me, because I think you never really know that you're kind of sometimes doing the right thing, but then you have, some really important people in your life that actually give you that right push, and I just want to say thank you for that.
Mhm.
And I want to
Thank
say thank
you.
you. Thank you to my partner who is amazing. He's been supporting me through this whole process, recording
And
everything, editing everything. Thank you so much, Niels. And everyone who's been involved, all the people that took time out to be interviewed, for all the people who responded so much with all the support for Saucy Caribbean and just this. I have been just in awe and also just very grateful. And I want to say that, I am going to continue to just shine this light of mine and, and also just try and, again, bring the message of love through cooking and also just sharing that love is the most important part. So
I feel
thank
it.
you
I
so much
feel it.
again.
Thank you. Thank you again for just being who you are in the world too. Your light is shining very brightly. Look at there's like sunshine coming in my window right now.
Listen, I'm very jealous, okay, because I wish I was in California at the moment, even though I just came back from the Caribbean.
Yes, yes, yes.
But yeah, well, thank you so much again, Alison.
Yes,
And I
thank
hope to see you
you.
very soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Ciao. Bye.